Live, baby. We are in full effect. Real Canna in the building. Big up to everybody here, man. Big up to all of y'all who beat me to the webinar today. What's up, everybody in the chat getting busy already? That's what I'm talking about. Let's network it up, man. Let's network it up. Let's get it hot. Nick Scalera in the building. Let's go, Nick. What's up, brother? In the building, making it happen, man. Big up to you. Tahoe, California in the building. Baby, make sure y'all throw up where you're from as well, man, so I know everybody in the building. What's up, Chris, UCS Advisors in the building, baby. We're going to see Dr. David come over here and get busy today and tell us how to raise this capital, the most important thing in the game. The most important thing in the game. Steve Mendez. He's the first one here today, baby. That's what I'm talking about, Steve. Big up to you, brother. That's right. Ready to learn. Ready to make it happen. Jana in the building. What's up, Jana? She made it too to the webinar. Had to call me before, but she got on anyway. Let's go, Jana. Let's go. Let's go. Stacy in the building, one of my mastermind members, bigging it up, doing it big. Freezer Bowl, baby. Check her out. Stacy in the building. She owns packaging. She does packaging. Anybody needs packaging, go to Stacy Freezer Bowl. Stacy, man, she's got an invention that's child safety proof ice cream bowl. And now she's going to do some ice cream, and it's going to be next level. Big up to Stacy. Stacy, any of y'all need packaging? She's the one to go to, man. She's part of our mastermind group. Always doing it big. You know what I mean? Juan, what's up, brother? J Martin in the building. What's up, Juan? Big up to you. Class is lit. You always in the building. Thailand, represent, baby. All the way from Thailand. Big up, man. We go international here, y'all. You know how we do, man. We go international, baby. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the building. Grinder Roller, what's up? Evan in the building. Evan Rude's in the building. Grinder Roller, baby. Grinder Roller, one of the dopest inventions out there, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't got one, you need to go get one now. Go to grinderroller.com, y'all. You can just put this bad boy in, you roll it up, you grind it like this, and then you got 6 spliffs. You stuff the cones in there so you can roll while you're walking down the street, man. I love this freaking device. Big up the Grinder Roller, y'all. Go check them out, grinderroller.com. He's the inventor of the product. All right, now, Brenda Hopper, what's up, Brenda? I was just thinking about you. Big up to you. Canna Boy Treehouse in the building, one of our other black-owned dispensaries in New Jersey. Big up to Brenda. Canna Boy Treehouse, baby, making it happen, man. South Orange, let's go. Let's go. Bashal in the building. What's up, Bashal in the building? All right. Another one out there, man, making it happen to raise capital, to get things done. Big up to you, Bashal. We got to talk. We got to catch up. A lot of stuff popping. Jen here, hippie chick. What's up from Jay's Consultant, baby? Jay's Consultant. What's up, Jen? Tell us where you're from, what state you're from, what county you're from, what city you're from, all that good stuff, man. Let's go, let's go. Everybody chiming in. Matt, what's up, Matt Paragon in the building? My guy, Matt, in the building, baby. He's always present, man. Big up to Matt. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Checking in on the check-in, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, y'all. Dr. David's in the background. We got him in. He's backstage right now, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to get into my announcements because I know he's a busy man. He's running all over the place, man. He always makes time to make sure that he comes through and shines the light on exactly what you need to do to raise capital, guys. And that's one of the most important components because it's one of the biggest obstacles to this entire Canna game. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I got to bring him back over and over, guys, because this climate changes. The state of affairs and what's going on in the investment world and what's happening with the dollars and cannabis and what's happening with politics and election years. All of these things affect the war. All of these things affect the cash flow, the money, and how the investment and how to position yourself. So that's why I had to have Dr. David. Come on back, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see him on stage October 18th and 19th, baby. RealCannabisEntrepreneur.com, RealCannabisEntrepreneur.com, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the announcements, man, because we got to get it in. And y'all still going crazy in the chat. Big up to y'all, man. Sandy, my guy. Another one of our mastermind members in the building, my man Sandy, coconuts and cannabinoids, all the way from St. Vincent, man. We got even the Caribbean, baby. We got all of the West Indies all riding with us in our mastermind group as well. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about the mastermind group and how you can join it, y'all, but it's the best thing since sliced bread if you want to grow a business fast, especially in this game of Canna. You know what I mean? Let's go. All right, let me jump into some announcements. First up, the most important announcement of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Tickets are now on sale. Get them 50% off on our early bird special. It's going to go up next week, guys. But go to realcannabisentrepreneur.com, realcannabisentrepreneur.com. October 18th and 19th, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing it. This is our 12th show in 6 years. 12 show in 6 years. Started in 2018, 2024, baby. And we're up to our 12th show, ladies and gentlemen. Ours is one of the best ones in the state of Jersey. We started it out there. Make sure that everybody can get that information that you can't find anywhere else. If you want to find the information that's ungoogleable, the stuff that you're not going to find no matter how hard you try, come to our conference, baby, because that's what I do. I commission all the guys who've been doing it 10, 20 years and get them to come and tell you exactly the blueprint that they use to do things, man, exactly what's going on. So, guys, go to realcannabisentrepreneur.com. You can get your tickets 50% off, ladies and gentlemen. I think that price is going to go up at the end of the week. I'm not sure. At the end of the week or top of the week, guys. But go ahead and grab it, y'all, because it's dirt cheap right now. And I want my peoples who support the business, man, to come through. And, guys, guess what? I didn't even change the name yet, but it is Real Cannabis Psychedelics Entrepreneur Conference, baby. And it's going to be live, y'all. It's going to be super live. And let me just tell y'all, we had to upgrade to the largest hotel ballroom north of AC, man. We overflowed the parking lot last year and the year before. 1,000+ people, 40+ speakers, after parties every night, networking. And this year, guys, we got something even more special. We're coming out and we developed a software, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to allow you to come in, and once you buy a ticket, it's going to put you in a database, and you're going to go in there and you're going to say, hey, I'm a cultivator and I want to find more retailers or more manufacturers or whatever it is you're looking for. You say that, and our system's going to populate it with all of those individuals that you are exactly looking for that match your search criteria. You can go and you can click in them, check out their bio, make sure that they're who the cat you want to meet. Boom. And then you get on their schedule, and you got a full schedule for both days, ladies and gentlemen, to do a 10-minute speed networking meeting with the exact people and personnel. The VIPs, the speakers are included, investors are included. All my guys are going to be in this database, ladies and gentlemen. So you need to get in the database right now if you really want to make it happen. This is the way that you're going to make and get some phenomenal contacts, because you're going to actually have one-on-one time, 10-minute speed networking sessions that are going on, y'all. This is going to be super dope. But guess what? You got to hurry up and get a ticket right now, because we only have but so many slots, especially for my VIP speakers, my investors, and all that. Everybody's going to want to do meetings with them. Only the people that come in early are the ones that's going to get a shot to get in there. So you need to get a ticket now. Don't wait till the last minute. If you want to take advantage, if you really want to take advantage of your networking opportunity at Real Cannabis Entrepreneur Conference, ladies, October 18th and 19th at the DoubleTree Hotel, the largest hotel ballroom north of AC, baby, right at the Newark Airport. It's going to be off the hook. And make sure you get in early, so that way you are able to set these 10-minute speed networking dates up, man. All of my people's there, man, and really make it happen. This is going to be super dope. Super dope. RealCannabisEntrepreneur.com. Make sure you get your tickets. RealCannabisEntrepreneur.com. Let's go. All right. Next up. Let me see. All right. Next up, ladies and gentlemen. Dispensary grand opening marketing, baby. All of my dispensary owners in the building. If you want to get it popping and you want to open up with a bang, you don't want to have your thing sounding like crickets like some of these grand openings bang. You need to holla at me. I have one of the largest lists of all of the cannabis enthusiasts, investors, and everybody else in the state of New Jersey, baby. If you want people to come through and show up, you need to get me on it, and so that I can market it properly for you. And guess what? I even come out and I host the whole thing for you. So we hype it up. We get a hype. We get video. We do lives. You get all kind of stuff, man. But I'm just going to tell you, if you really want to get it popping, do your grand opening right, man. And not even just your grand opening, but other events that you might have as a dispensary owner. And we are all starting to see the importance of holding events and making differentiators for yourself as a cannabis retailer. Guys, holla at me. Go to realcannamarketing.com, realcannamarketing.com. If you're ready to get your dispensary popping with dope events, you know I'm the event guy. If you want to make it happen, just borrow my swag, baby. Go to realcannamarketing.com, realcannamarketing.com. Okay. All right, next one up, ladies and gentlemen. Next one up. All right, cannabis consultant, ladies and gentlemen. If you need help getting through the cannabis process and you are having a hard time, you need to build your team. You need to find ways to save money. You need to find all types of resources that you can't find, Googleable or ungoogleable or all that other stuff. Come holla at me again. I've been helping people get through this process. RealCannaConsulting.com. Y'all know I know everybody, so it helps me move fast and helps everybody else move fast. And I want to extend my Rolodex and know-how to a lot of my other individuals, entrepreneurs. I need my solo entrepreneurs. I need my single Jersey bred people to be in positions of all of these retails, cultivation. We do not want these out-of-state big conglomerates coming in dominating. So guys, I need to help more of you guys get in position. Go to RealCannaConsulting.com. Go to realcannaconsulting.com, ladies and gentlemen, and that's our consulting services, my consulting services, man, where I'm helping a whole bunch of people get through the process right now and save a ton of money. Yeah, most of my clients are saving an average of $80,000. $80,000. I just did the math. That's how I know it, because I just did it over the weekend. I'm averaging $80,000 worth of savings for every single one of my clients that comes to the door because I got resources, y'all. So don't try to do it alone, man. That's when you fall victim. That's when you overpay. That's when you misstep. That's when you got hiccups. That's when you got to call me and say, Gary, dig me out of this hole, man. I made a mistake. And then we got to come and try to fix it. So don't do that. Just come to me initially, man. RealCannaConsulting.com. RealCannaConsulting.com, ladies and gentlemen. All right. 2 more announcements, then we're going to get Dr. David on, man. We're going to get Dr. David on. We're going to get in some real goodness, y'all. We're going to get in some real goodness. All right, next one up. If you need cash, and that's why we got Dr. David here right now, you're going to need that cash. He's about to tell you how to get the cash. Guys, I got another way that you can get that cash right now. Holla at me at realcannacrowdfunding.com. We are the only ones that are doing a crowdfunding campaigns for cannabis-based companies, ladies and gentlemen. It's a huge marketing and promotional push, but it's a way for you to raise $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 in a crowdfunding campaign, ladies and gentlemen. If you got something that's solid, you got a product, a service. If you're plant touching, non-plant touching, holla at me. You need to raise capital. This is the way to do it. If you're not familiar with crowdfunding, what that does is it allows you to go after unaccredited investors. That means your family and friends, most of them are unaccredited. Accredited investors are people who have a net worth of $1 million, or they make over $250,000 a year. And most of our people we know are not in that bracket, right? So it's hard to raise capital legally without having accredited investors. But crowdfunding is the way that you do it with unaccredited investors, guys. So holla at me, the RealCannaCrowdfunding.com, baby. RealCannaCrowdfunding.com. All right, last one, and then we got Dr. David coming, baby. You heard me talk about the mastermind group, the most important thing of them all, baby. This is the group that gets it done. Dr. David's in the group. We got Ken B in the group. We got a lot of our speakers that you're going to see on stage, man. They're all in our mastermind group. One of my original, and Dr. David's one of my original members, man. For 6 years, ladies and gentlemen, we've been running this mastermind group, and he shows up every single month, y'all. Can you believe that? That's over like 70, 80 meetings we've had since 2018. And Dr. David, Ken B, so many more, Chef Jazz. All of my people, man, they're all in the group, man. Bruce Jolliffe, the accountant, Teresa from Panacea Payroll. Man, if you guys want to get around people that are serious, if you want to surround yourself around other business owners that are serious and you're serious about taking your business to the next level, the best way to do it is always employing and putting yourself around people who know more than you, people that can share information, that can guide you and help you get along this path, ladies and gentlemen. I own a 27-year-old digital marketing agency. Most of the people who started with me are gone. And everybody always says, Gary, how did you last? How did you outlast everybody else? And I always say, I was never scared to invest in myself. That is how I withstand the time. I just borrowed the swag and borrowed the knowledge from those other businessmen that have been doing it 10 years, 20 years longer than me, doing the same thing. And I sat there in the mastermind groups and I listened to them and I saw that their problems that they had. And I realized how I could avoid even having the problem by listening to that. And if I did have it, I knew how to get around it because I was listening to these guys that were far ahead of me. So if you want to do that same thing, and Cannabis, man, is even more like reliant on having up-to-date information and people from all over, because this is not published information, guys. So if you want to be around, we are now growing that group to 186 cannabis professionals, 186 cannabis professionals in our mastermind group. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're serious about growing it is not a free group, it's a paid group. So if you're really serious, it's an application process you got to go through. You're going to go through an application process with me. But if you're really about that life and you're ready to grow your business, go to realcannabisentrepreneur.com/mastermind, ladies and gentlemen. That's realcannabisentrepreneur.com/mastermind, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yes, the mastermind group, baby. I love it, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. I got all of my announcements out of the way. It's time to get to the nitty gritty. Brent, what's up, baby? Brent's in the building. Another one of my mastermind members in the building. What's up, my man Brent? Doing it big, doing it big. Blackstraw Farms down in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Everybody throw up your states, man. Throw up your city and states real quick. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss anybody, man. Big up to you, Rose McKinley from Herbal Rubik's Cube. I like that name. Herbal Rubik's Cube, baby. Putting together, dice it up, slice it up, and getting the herbs right for you, baby. She's going to solve the puzzle for you, right? Yeah, Rose. That's what's up. Chattanooga, Tennessee. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we almost got 50 people live. 50 people live in the middle of a Tuesday here to see Dr. David. Dr. David's ready, y'all. All right, you know how we do at Real Canna. We can't clap for him here in our virtual world. So y'all know what I need y'all to do right now. I need you to hit the D's on that chat right now. Everybody, hit the D's on the chat for Dr. David. Everybody, hit the D's on the chat. D. But Dr. David, we got to clap him up, hype him up. We got to get him ready to come out on stage and give us some goodness, y'all. The more you hype him up, the more goodness he's going to give us. So hype him up, man. That's right. Throw the D's up in the chat. D's up in the chat. Y'all going crazy. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Brett. Yeah, Matt. Yeah, Rose. Yeah, Steve. Yeah, Bajal. Let's go. Let's go. All right, Dr. David, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for my guy, Dr. David Cunic, in the building. Let's go.
What is going on, gentlemen?
What's up, man?
Can you hear me okay, Gary?
All right, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Yep, I hear you good, man. Hear you good.
Everybody?
You looking good, sounding good, brother. You were in the building. You were in the building.
Yeah,
that's
the only
right.
thing that's weird is that I can't chat for some reason.
You can't chat?
It won't let me chat, but that's all right. So.
All right. Yeah. When you jump, I'm gonna give you another link in your phone. When you get off, jump on that one, and then you'll be able to answer people's questions back and stuff. You know?
Yeah. I see my boy Chris Fago is here. So Chris, if you can why don't you throw your LinkedIn in this, and Chris throw my LinkedIn in the message.
Yeah, there you go.
I see Chris is here. So.
Yep. Chris is on it. He's on the grind. He's here. He's been here. So. Yes, y'all. Dr. David's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We about to get it popping, man. You guys are going to see him on stage. He's been on stage every single year. One of my guys down with me since day one. Can you believe it, Dr. David? It's been 6 years already, man.
I know. Time flies, my friend. Time flies. Time flies.
It is unbelievable, man. But yes, you see him, man. And this is one of the most important talks that you guys are going to want to, that you need to hear, because capital usually is the biggest hurdle for most of us, man. And Dr. David has been extremely proficient at raising capital for a number of companies, man. So without further ado, man, I'm going to let Dr. David just do his own intro, baby. For those who don't know who he is and what he's done and all the great stuff about UCS advisors, I'm going to let Dr. David say it himself. Go ahead, Dr. David. Let him have it, man. Let him have it.
Appreciate it, my friend. Appreciate it. And also, too, just so you know, Gary, keep a lookout in the back room, because we should also have Lori Kane join us, too.
Okay.
Talking about the benefits of LinkedIn to get money. So everyone, first and foremost, thank you for being here today. We're going to do a little bit different today because Gary decided to shoot me about 10 questions. So what we're going to do, Gary, I think the best way to kind of do this is, why don't we do a little live interactive, you and I, man, all right?
Yeah. You know I love that, man.
So
quick
background about myself. I'm a physical therapist by trade. I'm 45 years old now, but I started my first company when I was 24. And in the last 21 years, I've started 17 companies with 7 exits. So I've been in your shoes, everyone. Every one of my companies I've had to raise money for. I've had to deal with investors. I've took a company public in Cannabis back in 2009/2010. So I was one of the first 100 publicly traded cannabis companies in America. I also took that company public over in Germany as well, too. And what I've done, I've actually opened up 8 different cannabis companies myself in 5 different states. So when someone says, oh, you don't understand my state or my region, it's like, let's think about this. I've done cannabis companies in Maine, New Jersey, Michigan, Nevada, Colorado, and actually 6, Oregon. So technically 6 states. So
he's rolling, y'all. He's rolling.
So with that being said, Gary, I don't want to waste time. We're going to jump into some of your questions right away. Before I do that, I see my boy Chris here on today's webinar. He posted in there on our website, ucsgreatness.com, an investor ready quiz. I cannot stress this enough. The investor ready quiz. And here's the main reason why. Most people don't know if they're ready or not to raise money. And sometimes they're not asking the right questions. So with that being said, go take the investor ready quiz. All right. The second thing we're going to address here is the following, Gary. Because Gary, how often do you hear this? Oh, I don't need help. Just show me the money.
Right.
Show me the money. Okay.
Right.
And let's take this to the next level. Most professional investors, including myself, we say point blank, give us your 2-minute pitch right now. Give us your 2-minute video, your 2-minute investor pitch. And what do we hear all the time? Oh, I'm not ready, or I can't do that. Well, if you can't do that right now on a drop of a dime, you're not ready to present to investors. Because I'm going to tell you right now, what people don't realize is that the other side of UCS Advisors is UCS Advisors and Investor Relations, where we work with over 1,000 angel investors here in the USA and over 300 angel investors over in Europe. Why is this important? Because most people raising money, you're going to be going after what they call angel investors. So, Gary, let's jump into question number 1.
Yes, yes,
What are
yes.
the top things you recommend to folks looking to prepare themselves to go after funding? And let's go over it right now. Number one, what is your executive summary? Your executive summary is not your business plan. And Gary, let me ask you a question. What percentage of investors actually read a business plan?
Very, very small,
Yeah.
very small percentage. I got the time to go through a full plan, man. These guys are busy. Investors are busy. We're busy. You got to summarize. You got to wet the whistle before we're going to go any further. So I would say very tiny amount is going to
Yeah,
read.
it's less than 15% actually will read your business plan. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you're talking to a venture capitalist fund or a hedge fund, they might look at it, but most investors, in the first 2, 3, 4 times you're talking to them, they're not going to review your business plan. What they will review is your executive summary. Okay. The second thing that people need that's most important is their non-NDA investor pitch deck. And that should be really 15 pages or less. So non-NDA means they do not need a non-disclosure agreement. But rather, it's an investor pitch deck that you can send out to anyone at any time. All right?
That was good information, y'all. I hope y'all keeping track of that. I hope you're keeping track. Y'all better take notes. About 15 pages, right? You got to be ready, rock, man. And that
even Lucy, and thank you, Lucy. Lucy's like, I have had my angels with me for almost 3 years, and they still haven't read your business plan because they really won't read your business plan that much. The other thing that's really neat is the following, and we spend a lot of time with this, especially with our clients here at UCS Advisors, a clear and decisive minimum offering. Okay, once again, a clear and concise minimum offering. What does that mean? That means, let's say you're raising $1 million. What's the smallest check size you'll take? And what are the terms? I cannot stress this enough. Why is this so important? Because let's call it a spade a spade. Gary, if I said to you, hey, I need $1 million, and you're the type of investor that only invest $100,000, you gonna listen to me?
Not at all. Wrong target.
But if I say, hey, I'm raising $1 million with our minimum investment of $50,000, would you listen to me then?
Then it makes sense.
Exactly. And I cannot stress this enough. All right. And the reason why I bring this up is due to the fact that we have so many clients. We have a client in New Jersey. The guy's looking to raise $5 million. We're like, great. What's your minimum offering? He's like, $5 million. I go, so if I give you $1 million, you went, oh no, of course I'll take the $1 million. Well, no, you didn't say that though. You said you only took $5 million. So it's just really important that people understand that. Okay. Yeah. The other thing is that, people ask, well, working with a company like yours, Gary, or working with a company like ours at ucsgreatness.com, we actually give you a checklist of what you need to have prepared before you even ask an investor for money. And we talk about this on your stage at the Real Cannabis Entrepreneur Conference, is that it's kind of like going to a rap concert, going to a concert. You have a hype person. While you're creating your materials, you can start to figure out what type of investor you want to go after. Start to create that potential investor database list.
Yeah.
Why is this important? Is that so that when you are ready, that means now you can go out and reach out to those investors right away. Remember, investors have lives too. Just because you're ready doesn't mean that they're ready. And here's a great example. We have a client out in Oklahoma, and they started to reach out to investors ahead of time. And they kept on saying, yeah, we're taking money. Investors were like, great, show me your minimum offering. Show me your pitch deck. Oh, I don't have it. Give me a month. That loses credibility right away. Okay?
Y'all heard that. You got to be prepared, man. Don't go looking for investment before you're prepared. That's the reason why you need to take that quiz, man. Guys, you saw me throw it up there. Let me throw it up there one more time because it was really dope that Dr. David did this, and I thought it was a really great idea as a marketer as well, man, to really help everybody understand where you're at, man. So go do the investor readiness quiz right there, ucsgreatness.com/quiz, guys. That's going to tell you a lot of this information. It's going to ask you some of the same things you hear him talk about. So if you forget some, make sure you go back and take the quiz. But go ahead, Dr. David.
So, and let's also take this another step further, okay? Is Rose McKinney writes a great question. Do you work with tech companies? The answer is yes. So what people sometimes, we get some backlash here at ucsgreatness.com, but 50% of our business has nothing to do with cannabis at all. people go, well, Dr. David, Chris, Lori, like, how's this benefit us? If we're a cannabis company, why would someone say point blank, well, why would we want to sit here and work with you? People forget investors are professional investors. And during your mastermind group this past Friday, Gary, we even talked about this.
Yep.
Here at UCS Advisors, we work with real estate projects. We work with technology projects, blockchain, crypto, consumer packaged goods, artificial intelligence, mining companies. Heck, we've even done dating apps as well too. We've even done liquor as well also. Why do I bring this up is that investors are everywhere, but they want to be presented opportunities.
Right.
Okay. Now let's take this another step further here. Most people, we tend to only look for investors in our wheelhouse. A lot of your investors are going to come 2 degrees or 3 degrees away from your contacts. And I'm going to give you a great example. I'm headed to New York City tomorrow morning. Why? Because there's a venture summit in New York. And Gary, at this venture summit in New York, what percentage of companies there do you think have to do anything with cannabis?
Very little. Very
number for shits and giggles, buddy.
I would say 1%. Straight up.
It's about 4 to 5%. So people say, well, Dr. David, why is UCS going to this? Because part of working with a capital raising advisor and anyone on your team that you have as an advisor should be going to events that are not traditionally cannabis based. This venture summit in New York City is for blockchain, real estate, cannabis, technology. It's a smorgasbord of alternative investments. Why is this important is that people are like, oh, here I am at this conference dealing with a lot of investors. I'm looking to diversify what I put my money into. And it's about going to the investor rather than the investor coming to you. So,
absolutely. Really smart technique, ladies and gentlemen. I hope y'all paid attention to that one. He just dropped a big, humongous jewel on you guys. Everybody else is running around and going to all of the cannabis-based focus, cannabis everything to get what you're looking for. But guess what? If you want to stand out, guess what you got to do, guys? Do something that everybody else ain't doing, right? And that's going to other places where they're not, where you're going to become the person that sticks out. But when you go to the cannabis events and everybody's cannabis, you're a Joe Schmo. You go over here, and where you're only 4% of you guys are going to run into, guess what? You're a superstar. Everybody wants to talk to you now because you're doing something different. So that was a really great point, man.
Now let's take this to another part. I saw in here about timing of raising money. And a few people were in here about timing. The best time of year to raise money is literally starting technically tomorrow, September 4th. And literally until Thanksgiving. Now there's one caveat. In an election year, which happens November 8th, November 9th.
Yeah. One of those.
Yeah. Most people will try to invest before the election season, okay? Now let's take this to another step. If you're going to MJ BizCon in December, I'm going to tell you right now, you have to set your investor meetings ahead of time, like 3 to 4 weeks ahead of time. Okay? Now let's take this another step further here. Is that people say, well, if tomorrow starts investor ready, it starts raising capital, how do I know if I'm ready? In general, people ask us, okay, UCS advisors, how long does it take us to become investable? And here comes the answer. It's really simple, Gary. Hopefully you're sitting down for this. We move at your pace.
Point blank.
Like, we can't sit here and start booking investor meetings. We can't sit here and start showing you off to our investor list until you're investable. But what can be done is this. And here's a great example. And Chris Faglio, who was in a punk rock band, and does a great job, taking a punk rock approach towards literally teaching personal branding, is that it's kind of like that hype program. And here's an example. Gary, we're working with Real Cannabis Entrepreneur Conference. And let's say we're going to raise you $1.2 million. And you sign up with us today, right now.
Right.
Literally, we can now start to tell our investors, hey, we're working with a brand new conference that's bringing in money, and we should have them ready by October 1st. Can we send you their materials on October 1st? Well, now, Gary, I gave you, the investor, 4 weeks notice.
Right.
I gave you 4 weeks notice. what's the probability they're probably going to say, yeah, sure?
All the way 100%. Everybody's going to say yes.
And it's really important that I bring this up because people forget too is that when you're raising money, it's also about having the materials for the next 6 to 12 months. If you follow us on LinkedIn, I know Chris Vaglio threw in my LinkedIn profile, Chris threw in his LinkedIn profile. We gave our Dr. David Cunic advisor tips. One of our tips last week was, oh, it's now September. Update your marketing materials. One of the easiest ways for you to lose an investor is projections for Q4 or for Q2 2024. Well, it's September. Or, we plan to be fully funded by middle of Q3 2024. What's the last month of Q3? Okay? Those small little changes go a long way.
Yeah.
Right? Now, let's also talk about, which I saw a question here about paying advisors and about making sure the money works for you. Okay? Now, when it comes to your return on investment, for any service, especially using an advisor, you're looking at usually a 10 times return minimum. Okay. That's really key and imperative. Why do I bring this up, Gary? Is that you and I both know there's a lot of bullshit artists out there. Someone like $10,000 a month for a minimum of 3, 4, 5, or 6 months. Okay.
Yeah.
So someone's going to charge you, let's say, $10,000 a month for 3 months. That's $30,000. You should be getting at least a 300% return on that money. Or a 30x. So that means if you spend $30,000, you're really kind of be making about $300,000 off of it. Do your investment materials like that.
Right.
There's I won't say who because I did not have his permission to share his name. There's someone I work with on the West Coast who kind of does what we do, but in a slightly different way. He could charge us $15,000 flat fee. But he sits there and he puts in perspective. Hey, if you're looking to raise at least $500,000, and my goal is to get you that, well, $15,000 isn't that much in the grand scheme of things.
Absolutely.
The reason I tell everyone this is the following: is that whether you're hiring a marketing person, a LinkedIn professional, a general advisor, a business coach, these are the type of returns you should be looking for on the money that you're spending. Okay.
Yes.
Now, before I go on to your next question, because I also know that Laura's going to be here in a few to go over some LinkedIn stuff.
Yeah.
I want to go over 2 other things. One, the first question is this. I saw Brenda say, is your investors hard money? Is reasonable rates? That's such a trick question. Here's the reason why. Whatever the rates are for real estate, ignore that. That's just not real. Okay? Real estate rates do not apply to small businesses usually. That's number 1. Number 2, if you are not a business that has been revenue generating for at least 5 years, that means you're not really considered kind of an alternative investment. Right now, interest rates are about 8.5%. Okay. Now you got to add 5% above that because you're considered an alternative investment. So Gary, what's 8.5 plus 5?
That would be 13.5.
All right. So now you're now looking at least 13.5% per year. Okay. Now let's take this another step further. If you're in cannabis, now that's a little more risk. Another at least 2.5 to 3%. So Gary, what's 13.5 plus 3?
Yeah, now you're 16.5, 17.5. Look at this number just going up, y'all. You see it ticking up.
So let's take this another step further now. That means if you can get anything for 16.5% or less per year, that's a pretty good deal. And that's common. But let's dig deeper. Let's peel back this onion. When do you have to start paying back the loan? Is it right away? Is it within 6 months, 9 months? Is it a year? We work with a third-party lender out of Texas. They offer personal unsecured loans for up to $400,000. And they're usually, you have 3 to 4 years to pay them off. You don't have to pay the interest for the first year. That's a lot doable. We've worked with clients where they're offering a 20% return for 2 years, but they're giving no payments for the first year so they can work on the business, get the business to grow. So this is where you have to really peel back the layer. You know, it's the value of money.
Yep.
The biggest mistakes we see all the time, especially in cannabis, and I'm going to pick on technology for a second. We got some of our technology clients. Yeah, we got some debt. Yeah, they're paying 15% a year. But we asked them, do you think you're going to get 13% or less from the bank and you want to wait 3 months for the money? Or do you want to get the money now in the next 20 days?
Mm-hmm.
What's going to make you better? So,
and I want to point something out, ladies and gentlemen, so you pay attention to this, because money is money. You look at most people will just look at it from a percentage perspective, which is very, like Dr. David said, one-sided, one single-sided. There's so many other things that come into perspective when it comes to dealing with money, making money work for you as a business person. And one of the things that opened my eyes the most as I got in a Canna game and I was studying this commercial real estate and all these other things associated with it was the velocity of the cash, how fast you get it, how fast you can turn it around, how fast you can pay. Those things make a big difference in the total overall value of what it is that you're getting. It's not just the dollar amounts. It's about how fast the money comes back, about how fast you get it, when you have to pay it back. All those other factors really makes a determining of what is the best source, man. So a lot of things to look at.
Can you also bring in Lori? She's in the back room, Gary.
Yep. I see Lori there. Let's bring her in. Oh. What's up, Lori? How are you?
Hey.
All right, Lori Kane in the building. What's going on? We got to drop a bomb for you, Lori. What's up?
One of your questions is this, Gary. I'm going to intro Lori. And Lori, we're going to pass it right on to you, okay? And Lori, you and I can go a little back and forth.
Yeah.
So one of the questions, Gary, that you texted me was, what are some of the indicators investors will look to identify people who are really serious? Okay. And what are things that investors can do to prepare? Well, it's called LinkedIn. And I'm going to tell you right now, each time you're going to raise money, in particularly $5 million or less, that's called LinkedIn money. You can find it on LinkedIn. Lori, she doesn't even know what a marketing budget is because she's a master of organic marketing. She's raised close to almost $3 billion for companies on LinkedIn with a B, right? So with that being said, I know some people, and Gary, we've been doing this for 6 years together. Yeah. I don't want to do LinkedIn. I don't reach in. No, every investor is going to literally check you out on LinkedIn. Lori is a guru out there. She's helped co-author a book about organic marketing on LinkedIn. She actually offers a LinkedIn program. Chris, you actually throw that into the chat. Lori, I don't know if you have access to the live chat. I do not. But Chris, okay, yeah, for some reason mine is not.
All right. Well, Chris said he'll drop it in there. So yeah.
Awesome. So Lori, why don't you talk about the top 3 things investors look for when they're looking at you on LinkedIn?
Yeah. So hey everyone, my background is I love marketing. That's the hat I love to wear. But I have the investor background. I have worked in VC and private equity and with angel investor companies and firms, and they're going to bet on the jockey as much as they are the horse, because there's a huge risk in investing. And the one pattern after reading hundreds of investment memos is that they know the founder really, really well, because that mitigates the risk. And so one of the things that every due diligence meeting I was in happened is that they pulled up and did a Google search of you. So when was the last time you did a Google search of your name?
Everybody's like, oh shit. Yeah, y'all better check it.
And I can guarantee you that if you're in business, one of the top 5, if not the top 3 search results is going to be your LinkedIn. Google loves LinkedIn because it is full of SEO keywords. And they're going to look to see how you show up. You have your website, you have your blog, but that's like very static and it's very, it's written out. It's already planned. Your LinkedIn is a living document as to how you show up, how you do business, how you support others, how you actually deal with kickback and conflict and negative people on the platform. And so every investor is going to do their due diligence on you, and they're going to go to LinkedIn to see how you show up. They're going to look at your profile. When was the last time you updated that profile picture? When have you actually, that's your landing page. You use it almost like your own personal website, your own personal landing page. So you can talk about who you are, what you do, why you love what you do. Separate yourself and differentiate yourself and set yourself up as the leader. They're then going to be looking at the posts you create. And I am one of those, I'm a LinkedIn guru, but I don't want to pressure anybody into being a LinkedIn influencer. We're not here about like spending like hours upon hours on LinkedIn, but like make sure you've posted in the last month kind of a thing.
So Lori, let's take that to another step further, where we talk about this all the time for our clients, is that book yourself a 20-minute meeting 3 times a week. I mean, people ask me how I do it. Listen, I literally book myself a 20-minute meeting. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing is too, Lori, let me ask you this question, because Gary asked me this about when it comes to really attracting investors. All right. By you not being active on LinkedIn, is that considered a red flag to a potential investor?
Yes, because they want to make sure that you aren't just heads down building the thing. They want to make sure that you're out there and you're marketing and you're talking and you're getting feedback. Like that is marketplace validation, and that is building a community. They want to make sure that you can market and sell your idea. And so being on LinkedIn is, one, the best place to start building a community and getting raving fans behind you. Number 2, it's the best place to test your ideas and your messaging, and it's for free. I have so many people who like, I've sat in and they're like, oh, I need money for marketing. And it's like, well, what are you going to do? What have you done? Don't say you need money for marketing and then show me that you've done nothing. I want you to scale what already works. And you can already
That's a good point.
what works.
That's a good point, Lori. I want to piggyback off of that. That's a great point. You're absolutely right, man. Everybody's going to come and say, yes, I need money for marketing. And exactly, he's going to say, well, there's a billion things that you could be doing yourself that you're not doing right now that doesn't cost you anything. There's a ton of marketing activities that is purely time driven, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't cost any money. It's just your time to sit there with your thumbs and sit there and type it up, do this, send this, do that. But the investor is really going to look at you sideways if you haven't done anything and you're saying, hey, I'm going to use the bulk of this money for marketing, like Lori says. It doesn't make sense. And building the community aspect of things, ladies and gentlemen. The second thing that's becoming one of the most popular things, I come from the startup world with all my tech guys and all that, and I watch them all the time, but building in public is now what all my guys are doing to get funded. They're building their whole applications in public so everybody can see them. They're iterating. They're on Twitter. They're telling them step by step. So the investors are watching you build this thing, watching you get feedback, watch you implement the feedback, how you handle people talking smack about your software or tool or whatever. That all comes into play to see, just like Lori says, they're looking at the jockey, they're looking at you to say, is this guy really equipped to take my funds and manage it properly? Those are one of the things. So I just want to reiterate that. But go ahead, Lori. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was too, like, if you're going to go into an investor meeting, which is more appealing? Hey, I've got this great idea and I need money to see if it's going to work. Or I've got this great idea. I also have a 30,000 person wait list. That's something I did. I have a 30,000 person wait list. These people want what I've got, and I need your money to build it.
And let's take this particularly for cannabis. Gary, Lori is a champ because she literally be like, well, I'm plant touching. Well, great. Start getting people in the community that want this dispensary. Oh, well, I'm doing extraction. We'll get some traction from some leaders in the community that want this business. Oh, I'm doing a tech company. I need to have a minimal viable product. No, you don't. Show that people want this ahead of time. It goes a really, really long way. And then when you build this community, Lori, wouldn't this also be building your potential investor outreach list at the same exact time too?
Yes. Because the other aspect is that investors are on LinkedIn. They're looking to see who's building and what they're doing. And so you don't want to be, we call it pitch slapping. You don't send them a message like, hey, here's
I like that. Pitch slapping.
Pitch slapping. Build the relationship now. And this I like to have you follow along. And that's the part where you talked about building in public. Investors are watching you build in public.
Yeah.
And the other idea too is that we often think, oh, need money, think about investors. What about all the other founders who are already backed? Start building a relationship with them. So then you're not just having one-to-one conversations, you're building a relationship with other founders. And then you say, hey, you've talked to a lot of investors. Is there anybody you can introduce me to? And now you've got one-to-one to many.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. And then let's take this another step further here. some of the things that Lori's talking about with LinkedIn and investor outreach and stuff like that. At the end of the day, literally when it also comes out with investors, and Lori talked about pitch slapping, and Gary, before Lori got on, we talked about what you need to be prepared. Here's a great example. One, I get this all the time here at LinkedIn. Oh, here's my deck. Here's my business plan. Look at it. No, I'm not putting up a 70-page document on a LinkedIn Messenger. I'm just not doing that, okay?
For real.
Secondly, here's another great example, and this happens all the time. And people say, oh, we look at my deal. Sure, send me your executive summary. They don't have one, which shows me right away they're not prepared. Or, hey, show me your non-NDA required investor pitch deck. I don't have that either. Great, then you're not prepared. Okay. Mm-hmm. And what's really interesting is that you can always start to also follow these potential investors and write comments like Laura was saying. Follow their posts. So let's take this another step further. Oh,
I would say, because I see some conversations and what so Stacy had asked, how do you do that without giving your idea away? And then Lucy had said that somebody was banned on LinkedIn because of Canna. So I'm going to address both of these. One is that you don't necessarily have to give there's two parts of it. One, you don't have to necessarily give your business away. Again, you're building your brand. So talk about being the entrepreneur, talk about being a founder, talk about the things that you're juggling. You don't have to necessarily be like, here's my company and here's all the details about it and here's all my IP and have fun. No, you can be like, hey, I'm building something very cool. I'm going to give a shout out to Chris, our colleague here, who's also in the comments, where he coined it, where it is like marketing like a band. Bands have a whole 30-second clips of their songs, even maybe one song before they drop an album. But they're not worried that somebody's going to steal that song before the album drops, kind of a thing. And so worry less about, oh my gosh, somebody's going to steal nobody's going to steal it and execute it the way that you are. And that's
absolutely. Now, I want to piggyback off of that, Lori. That's a great point, because I get so many people who always telling me the same thing and saying, "Oh man, I need an NDA for this, NDA for that." And I'm saying, these investors are not signing no NDA for your little Joe Schmo idea, guys. They got a bazillion things coming across the desk, and they're not going to encumber them with something that you think. And they got a bazillion things. Who's going to steal your idea? Like, the investors are busy. They don't have time to build out your application. This is the reason why acquisitions happen. This is the reason why all big companies come to buy the smaller company, because they have the money and the tech to build it out if they wanted to, but that takes time, money, and a whole lot of effort that they don't want to exhibit, so they just come and buy the smaller entities. So stop being so nervous about people taking your ideas. I've been a part of launching several revolutionary ideas that had crazy IP, and we did stuff with no NDA, and we knew that nobody could catch us because we were the only ones that could implement what we were talking about. So have faith in it, man.
And Gary, this goes back to what I was saying before, having a non-NDA required pitch deck. Mm-hmm. Having a non-NDA required executive summary. You want to know one of the biggest red flags for investors? Asking for a non-disclosure agreement too early. We're laughing because we're like, really? You really need to be right now?
Yeah.
So
I say to address the cannabis, because that is, I've worked with a lot of dispensaries. I've worked with a lot of people in the cannabis industry, and it does get regulated, but that is, again, where we're focusing less on, even as a business, you're focusing less on what you're selling, and you're focusing more on what the transformation you're creating, the benefits. And so that's how you can get away and work around the algorithms on all social channels, is that you're not selling cannabis, you're selling the benefits. And so speak to that in your posts and your conversations.
Exactly. And what we're going to do really quick is we're going to answer the letter of intent question. Then Gary, Laura and I are going to do a quick role-playing session of investment etiquette.
All right, that's sweet, guys. All right, we're in for a treat. We're going to get some role playing on this bad boy. Let's go.
Right.
Let's go today. This is a special day. Let's go.
A couple things. One, I saw a few people in here ask, do we help with business acquisitions? The answer is yes. But you also have to have your house in order to really acquire a business. We've actually helped several companies acquire other cannabis businesses, because at the end of the day, that's still capital raising. The second thing is about letter of intent. When it comes to contracts to investors, you have to be very, very careful with a letter of intent. One, make sure it's less than 90 days old. We just had someone who's like, oh, I have a letter of intent from 2 years ago. No one cares. It's 2 years ago. Make sure it's less than 90 days old. Two, if it's a letter of intent from a company that's not even up and running, producing revenue, an investor will not take that seriously. You want a letter of intent. I'll tell you right now, you have more power to an investor. Hey, Gary, you're going to be open in less than 60 days and I have a letter of intent from you, that will go somewhere because, hey, you're going to be open in less than 60 days. Whereas, oh, Gary, I have a letter of intent from you that you're going to do business with me, but you're not opening for a year. Investor's not going to like that. So talking about that, so Lori, you're the investor. I'm the client. I'm going to promote UCS greatness. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to work on a few things what to do wrong. All right. And then we'll go through a little bit of what questions I should be asking you, the investor. Okay. Hi, Lori. It says you're wearing an investor name tag and you're an investor. Are you investing money right now?
I already want to walk away.
But it happens at these
events.
Run?
The investor wants to run.
That's why I don't wear an investor name tag.
But unfortunately, these cannabis conferences, you get labeled as an investor. It's on the name tag, which drives a lot of us nuts.
Yes, I am an investor. I love supporting entrepreneurs and funding their dreams. Yeah.
Well, I have a great opportunity. All I need is like $2.2 million. It's a great opportunity here in New Jersey.
I don't even know what you do. I'm busy.
20 minutes right now, and I can do the whole presentation in 20 minutes and show you my business plan.
I'm actually on my way to the next conference talk. I don't have time. Sorry.
Well, can I just get your information right now? Can I scan it in really quick so I can get a hold of you later?
Now I'm really nervous about giving you my information. Sure. I'll just add you on LinkedIn. Are you on LinkedIn? That's what.
Well, I don't really use LinkedIn that often.
Oh, okay. So
can I just give you
this guy's bombing.
Here's my phone with my visual business card. You can scan it right now.
I honestly don't think that you would actually get this far in a conversation with anybody.
This guy's annoying. This guy
exactly,
is too,
Chris. This gives me flashback too. Now, but however, even if I screwed up the presentation in the beginning, I go say, well, Lori, it says you're an investor on the badge. I don't know if that's accurate or not. Have you ever invested in a cannabis company before?
Oh, I have. Yes.
Okay. I know it's 2024 and we're halfway through the year. Have you invested in any cannabis deals so far this year?
Not this year.
Okay. So now listen to everyone. You always want to ask them, have they invested in anything this year? Because they're far enough along. And here comes the follow-up. Lori, are you actively looking for any deals to potentially invest in before the end of the year?
No, I'm not actually deploying capital through the rest of this year. Next year, I will.
Okay. So when she says that, everyone, pay attention to this. Now you have two options. Option one, you can ask her, well, what kind of deals do you like to invest in? Because I might know some people that I can maybe connect you to. Remember, I'm making it about her rather than about me. And that goes back to what Lori was saying about other investors, that connection, right? So she says, no. Okay, Lori, do you plan to deploy any capital in 2025?
Yeah, actually. Yep. That's my need to get going.
So here comes the red flag, though. Most founders will say, well, how much you plan to deploy? No, it's not about that. You can say, hey, what is usually your average check size or your starting check size? Investors are more comfortable to talk about that. Then tell them, okay, Lori, you're going to deploy next year.
Right, yeah, counting money, right?
What's your average check size?
Yeah, I between 25,000, 50,000.
Okay, so my deal, which I didn't tell you about, our minimum investment's $100,000. That might not be the right fit, but I have a lot of other colleagues that are also raising capital next year. What kind of deals do you like to invest in?
I like fintech and health.
Yeah, so exactly. All that goes a really long way overall, okay? And those are little things that you can do to start to invest it, to you vet the investor. I want to ask Lori, did you deploy any capital this year? Do you plan to deploy any capital this year? Okay, what do you like to invest in? What's your average check size? All right? Now, some investors might say, one might say, well, everything's on my website. Go check it out there. If the investor says that to you, shut your mouth and go to their website and look it up. So, Lori, what did I miss any other key questions we should tell the audience? Maybe pay attention to.
Honestly, I think also something like to close it out is really, if you help them, then whether or not they're deploying or whether or not they're even have a thesis that fits your company, like it'd be like, okay, so is there a challenge you're facing this year that I can help with?
Yeah.
Like ask them, like, because honestly, also too, like depending on who you're talking to, like everybody's got a problem. Like an investor is running a business, and so seeing how you can help them and see where they are struggling, solving a problem for them is going to create that affinity. And so that way, then you're also making the conversation not just about them and their money and what they can give to you, but I really believe in, the law of the give and take, the law of abundance. If I can help you, then it's going to come back to me kind of a thing. And so conversations need to be, investors are people.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. And talking about that, Gary, let's go over etiquette another step further, including what Lucas says about giving away a sample.
Right.
Right now, if they're not deploying capital this year, they don't get a sample. Right. Only people who are actively deploying capital get a sample, or deploying capital in the next 90 days.
Right.
Too often, and I have a lot of investor friends who I know for a fact are not deploying any capital at all this year. They go to the conferences just to literally look at what deals might be still here next year and to get free stuff. Very and if they say no to you, and Lori and I and Chris, we joke about this all the time, thank them for their time. Thank them for the opportunity. Mm-hmm. You would be surprised how many investors, even if it's just a loan, and here's an example. We have a client in Texas. We got him approved for $190,000 unsecured business, unsecured loan. So that means no collateral, no personal guarantee, and no upfront payments. That's pretty huge. Then they went MIA for 2.5 weeks. The lender's like, what the hell? They couldn't even say thank you, but no thank you. That goes a really, really long way.
Definitely, man. I want to reiterate that, Dr. David, to everybody. Guys, listen up to this, man. He made some very, very important points that you've been seeing them as they role play. But I just want to back some of them up and talking about giving value to the investor, right? Many people say, hey, if it's not for me, oh, man, you're not investing this year. All right, see you later. Bye. Right. And that's not the way you build relationships, guys. I mean, that's, and the best way to build a relationship with anybody is what? Helping them, even if it's not for my benefit. So what should I say? That's why, Dr. David, you heard him say, hey, what do you invest in? Oh, you know what? Some of my guys are doing something. Maybe I could bring you another deal that might pop off for you. Now, what if you bring that investor, he doesn't invest in yours, but you bring him one of your friends, and he winds up finding a perfect deal for himself out of, oh, Gary bought me this perfect deal. Now, when I go back to that Mr. Investor and ask him for my thing again, guess what he's going to do? He's going to bend over backwards and try to make sure that he helps me because I just helped him. So guys, reciprocity, baby. It's the law of marketing and everything else. Do something for other people before you expect something for yourself. You'll see yourself go a lot farther in relationship marketing.
Yeah. And just to take a step further, you and I talk about this all the time, Gary. It's about paying it forward. And the other thing is too, is that, because I just really want to talk about this for a second. Also, Chris Fagel is going to be writing in the chat. I know we talked about this before very quickly, Gary. If anyone wants to sit here and do 20% off any of our services, Chris is going to write in there. Just shoot me an email, PMA, 20% off, especially because the one thing when it comes to Lori and what she does, it comes down to really that LinkedIn and attracting investors. And I know we got so much time. So Lori, what's another green nugget when it comes to utilizing LinkedIn?
Following on the reciprocity kind of idea is that don't stress about being on LinkedIn and showing up as an expert and what to post and what. Go on there and go find people to comment on. You are going to spread so much good. And if you think about when you write a post and you get like, thanks for sharing, or great thought, or just a thumb, like you feel like really depressed, like nobody sees you. If somebody leaves a valuable comment on your post, how do you feel? You feel seen and heard. You feel like somebody took the time to read what you wrote, and you feel an affinity towards them. You like them.
Absolutely.
I'm going to challenge you guys for the rest of this week to log onto your LinkedIn and to go comment and give that feeling to other people.
Absolutely, guys. And I'm just going to tell you as an event promoter what I do all the damn time. I post stuff, and the people who repost my stuff more than anything, I almost always give them free tickets to the event every year. Guys, so yes, we're all watching. Everybody wants you to reinforce what it is that they're doing. So if you do that, unselfish, you're just doing it, and you're doing it before they even ask you for something, those are usually the people I move to reward, y'all. So it is absolutely that.
And I know we only got a little bit more time. So someone asked LeafWire or LinkedIn. If you're looking to get investors, LinkedIn. Okay. Mm-hmm. If you're looking to meet other people, and let's say you're doing a technology, a tech app for your cannabis business, you want to do LinkedIn because you want to meet with other like-minded founders. You also asked a question point blank. What are also some other areas to look for to get out there? LinkedIn, meetup.com, Slack. Different Slack groups.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Even I'm part of several different WhatsApp groups as well as Telegram groups.
And Facebook groups. There's a lot of great investor groups as well that I frequent, guys. I mean, they're everywhere. Like we said, investors are people. So whatever's their favorite platform, that's where they're gonna be. So you got to be everywhere to find to dig in, man. I'm usually everywhere. Lori, she has a question for you. Lucy says, "What's your thoughts on Twitter, Lori? What do you think about Twitter?"
I think that Twitter is a great place to be. It is more time consuming because it's more fast. It's a lot of rapid kind of a thing, and you've got to be on there more in order to be seen and create the community. So if you've got the time to set aside, absolutely, Twitter is a place to be. Investors are there. It is more tech kind of an investment world, but you do have to spend more time there to create the same kind of community.
Good answer. And SKG360 said, does UCS invest in MJ business acquisitions?
So we are not the direct investors. We work with investors to show them different business opportunities. We also work with probably over 300 lenders around the country. A lot of people don't realize is that, and here's a great example. We had a cannabis client in Massachusetts. They needed some money. They didn't realize they were able to get their building appraised at 70% higher in less than 2 years. And it was through a non-cannabis lender. They had no idea. They just had the paperwork done the wrong way. Also, depending on the business acquisition, this goes down to, is the acquisition, are the books audited? Is it done by a third party? Are the accounting and the EBITDA done by a third party accountant? All that plays a difference. Some lenders love to just invest just for business acquisitions, plain and simple. But it's also having your house in order to do that.
Absolutely, man. Having it in order. But Lucy's on it. She said, LinkedIn's a great tool. Social media is general and great too. One of my clients is banned on LinkedIn due to Canna. Now, Lucy, I will tell you, man, I run several LinkedIn profiles, and I'm a marketer, and I do this for a living as well. I've been doing it a long time. I haven't had any of my profiles banned. None of them, man. Big up to LinkedIn. Big up to LinkedIn for not banning me. Not banning me. Instagram has banned me before. Facebook has banned me multiple times. But LinkedIn, never. I've never had a problem. None of my people have had a problem. I had them give a warning to one of my people one time, but that was literally it. But if you're getting banned though, if you're using bots or other tools that automate stuff for you and you're doing it crazily, they're banning you. It's not because of cannabis. It's because you're doing stuff outside of what they want you to do holistically as a LinkedIn person. So it might not be the cannabis side, Lucy, because I really had no problem. And I test the waters. I try to get profiles banned. I'm that guy. I'm the one who goes and beats it up and see how far we can go before we get banned. So I test it to the max, man. LinkedIn, I have to give them props, man. Yeah. They have not banned any of my, knock on wood, glass, cannabis, whatever. I'm good over. What's your experience, Laura? You tell me.
I know that if you're using third-party tools, and I don't use any kind of third-party posting because that just scares me. They want you to be there. They want you to be live, and so anybody that I know that's been banned has either reached the spam kind of a limit where they have like hundreds and hundreds of profiles open,
right?
Or they are using a lot of third-party tool and multiple third-party tools to optimize their LinkedIn experience. And again, they want you to be live and making connections. So I've pushed it, and I've not been banned either. And I know a lot of cannabis people and companies that are on there. Again, it is something where if you're on there and you're starting to like try and sell, you become like a selling account. That can maybe set up some flags. Again, it's about your operations and the business and being an entrepreneur.
Yeah, man. Just keep it safe, ladies and gentlemen, and put it out there. Don't be scared, man. Don't be forgetting about the bans. And at the end of the day, if they're gonna ban you, right? But you got to get it out there. You can get more value by doing what it is that you need to get your messaging out. Just being then rather than being so concerned about getting banned and all that kind of stuff. As a marketer, I really don't care. I care if I get banned, but I just can't think about it. You don't think about it. You just keep moving and pushing. Only worry about problems that are presented in real time. If this not, I haven't had the problem yet, I ain't worried about it until it comes down the pike, guys. So yes. And don't get me wrong when I say multiple accounts on LinkedIn. I don't mean my own, guys. Don't try to go out and make multiple accounts for your own self. They will ban you for that. I got other techniques. I'm a pro marketer, so I do some wild stuff. All right. So just so y'all know. All right. Yeah. Lucy says Ship Klein was banned years ago, pre-legalization in New Jersey. Lucy, she must have did something bad. I don't know. She did something bad, man. But other than that, stay safe and keep it pushing on all of these platforms. I mean, even Instagram, you see that they're petitioning now. I just saw Matha and Minorities for Medical Marijuana and some other people putting together an agenda. I think it was Minority Cannabis Association. They're all putting an agenda to stop the shadow banning. They're going in, and petitioning this, have them stop shadow banning and banning all of our accounts, which is ridiculous, man. Come on, like everything else in the world is on there, man, including sex, and we just gonna be all over us about cannabis. Come on, so. Yeah, I get it, but it's a part of the game, ladies and gentlemen, and you just got to play to win, man. And I like industries that are regulated. I like industries that do stuff like this. Why? Because it scares away a lot of the competition. Other people who don't have the thick skin to play these games, they just go away. So it opens up new lanes for you, ladies and gentlemen. So I love the cannabis game because it's scary. And guess what? As a marketer, what I learned my whole entire life, the most money is in when people are scared and they don't understand something. That's when the people make the most money, period, guys. So yeah, it's a great industry, man. So all right, man, this was great. Dr. David in the building, Lori Kane in the building, UCS, Chris in the building, Vaglio. We got the whole crew here today, man. We're making big noise. And hold on, I got one more question. Did we cover this last one? Because I wanted to. And man, that role playing was super dope. Big up to y'all for doing that. Guys, y'all need to go back. Everybody's asking me about a replay because this one was super dope. I usually don't tell you guys. I like to make sure that you gotta come and find it. But guess what? I'm gonna reveal a secret to everybody on this call, everybody on the webinar. Guess what? You can always watch our replays because why I'm streaming it to LinkedIn right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's archived on the Real Cannabis Entrepreneur Conference profile. So all you got to do is go follow us on LinkedIn. Like we told y'all, LinkedIn is where it's at. So go if you want to see the replay, ladies and gentlemen. Go follow us on LinkedIn and you will get the replays. I don't even tell everybody that. I say, you got to follow me to figure it out because I don't want y'all being lazy, not showing up for the webinars. So, but I just gave it to y'all because this one's really good and I don't want you guys to miss this one. This one's super dope, super dope, super dope. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Any other closing remarks from the UCS advisor team? Dr. David, is anything else you need to say, man, on the way out the door?
The biggest thing is this. If you don't follow us on LinkedIn already, do it. If you have any questions about your capital raising journey, go to our website, ucsgreatness.com, take the investor ready quiz, okay? And last but not least, just because I saw a couple of comments in here before, is that, hey, if you want to go and really see here, use Lori for the go to traction, get a professional pitch deck audit. You know what? At the end of the day, I know every dollar counts, one entrepreneur to another entrepreneur. So shoot me an email, david@ucsadvisor.com, and just hit up PMA, 20% off. And get yourself 20% off for 24 hours only. It's a way to give back to you and the community, Gary. Yes. So, and if people need help, here's a great way of doing it.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. David. Big up, man. 20% off, y'all. Make sure you email him, guys, because you can get 20% off. He's running a special sale just for you guys. Take advantage of that. And Lori, do you have any closing remarks about what it is you're doing? Anything else you want to let them know, how to get to you, all that other good stuff?
Come find me on LinkedIn. That's where it's supposed to make time. And yeah, and really just like, it's just about having fun and building the community and supporting each other. I love the startup world because there is no other place where you're going to find the grit, the compassion, the collaboration, and the passion. And so, yeah, just circle the wagons, make those connections, and have fun with it.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. UCS advisors in the building. Dr. David, Lori, and Chris Bagley. We got all three in the building today, baby. Let's go. Thank y'all. We're going to see you. Guys, make sure you get your tickets because you're going to see Dr. David on stage. Lori's going to be in the building. Chris is going to be in the building. We're all going to party, have fun, smoke it up, drink it up. All that good stuff at the same time while you're learning, man, in real freaking time, man. This is the best of both worlds, ladies and gentlemen. We have fun. We work hard. But we play harder, y'all. So make sure you're there October 18th, 19th, North New Jersey, Doubletree, baby, 1,000 people, 40 plus speakers, going to be off the chain. We're doing psychedelics this year, so get ready to introduce yourself to new business models that you haven't even thought about, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time. Big up to y'all. UCS in the building. How to get the money. Go to UCS Advisors right now, and they're going to tell you how to get the money. Peace out, Dr. David. Peace out, Lori. Peace, peace, peace. Yes, man. Oh, yeah, baby. I told y'all once again, Real Canna in the building, baby. Real Canna in the building, ladies and gentlemen. That was a powerhouse session, man. That was a lot of great information. And I didn't even know Dr. David and Lori were going to do a role-playing exercise. That was one of the best teaching lessons ever, guys. You guys need to go back and rewind and watch that because the way that he phrased things. The one thing I learned about business from being in business for almost 30 years, I learned so much from just listening to my other more advanced people who knew more than me in that particular category. I listened to their language. Remember, I'm a copywriter, so I'm all about direct response and learning how to say things in a way to get people to move. So he said things in a very key way. Like, for example, he said, oh, when the guy wasn't investing or he wasn't ready, he said, is it okay if I send you my deck? That is a key word in a psychology of all human beings. When someone asks you for something and they ask you, is it okay if I? Then they put them in a very different position than if they say, hey man, let me send you a deck. I'll shoot you the deck over in 4 years. Give me your email. That's a very different approach, and my mindset's going to pull back from you. But if you ask me and say, Gary, you know what, man? Oh, I know you're not ready for this, but check it out. Is it okay if I do this and X and Y and Z? It's key terminology like that, guys. So I want you to go back and watch it because Dr. David expressed a lot of key terminology that you guys need to adopt when you're going after these investors, y'all. So big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Brent's in the building. Big up to you, Stacey. And all y'all stayed in almost the end. Class is lit. SKG 360. Matt, Paragon Payroll in the building. Lucy in the building. Lucy, you've been going in. Lucy, email me, Lucy. I need to talk to you. I see you typed a few things that may interest me in getting you some other stuff. So, Lucy, make sure you email me. You can reply back to any one of my marketing emails. Anyone that goes out, you see about the webinars, the conference, all that good stuff. Just reply back and I'll get the email, all right? Because I want to highlight you about a couple of things. So, anyway, class is lit in the building. Philly in the building. Grind and roll in the building. Big up to y'all. Stacy in the building. Thank y'all so much. Janet in the building for tuning in. Once again, Steve in the building. Let's go. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep going every Tuesday. Y'all remember, don't miss it because it's going to get better, and more information, guys. And I'm pulling the curtain off of this thing. I am releasing the iron curtain, man. I'm showing you guys what's behind it. So make sure you're there. And last thing before I check out, make sure you go to realcannabisentrepreneur.com. Realcannabisentrepreneur.com, ladies and gentlemen, for the Real Cannabis Psychedelics Entrepreneur Conference 2024 happening in Doubletree, North New Jersey, October 18th, 19th. Y'all got to be there. Go to realcannabisentrepreneur.com. Don't miss it. It's going to be off the hook. Peace out, y'all. Enjoy the Tuesday after Labor Day. Let's get lit. Let's get it on. Real Canna.